What's going on, everybody? Joshua Cook with VYPE Media here, now joined by Tyler Douglas of the John Cooper School baseball team, a senior on the team. First off, Tyler, how are you and your family doing during this time of being at home and not having any sports going on?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. It's a good time to spend a lot of time with the family. We have a busy life, so with baseball and everything else and work, so it's good to have a little bit of time to settle down and hang out with the family and catch up on things.
I know this must be a weird time for you. I'm sure you've played baseball since you were little and probably don't ever remember a time outside an injury where you weren't playing baseball. What has this been like for you not to have baseball right now?
Yeah, it's been tough, for sure. I'm not used to it, but I've been getting in my work, whether it's in the weight room, with at home stuff I can do, and getting in my cage because I'm lucky to have a cage in my house. So just been doing the little things, trying to get some work in. So I'm not completely off of baseball during this time, but using it to grow in other assets of the game that um, don't require a field, obviously.
What this was your would have been your third season at John Cooper School playing baseball. What I know this year is probably the year you were looking forward to the senior night and making another playoff run and trying to win that state championship. As you look back on your career, what's your favorite part of playing at the John Cooper School?
It was just good coming in straight sophomore year and having a bunch of good guys alongside you. Always having a chance to make a run. Playing in SBC, it's always been crazy competitive, especially in the south side of things. So just playing against the top level of high school baseball, getting prepared for college, it's just everything combined has been good. The craziest moment was probably our game against Kincaid last year. Came down to the wire. We ended up losing by one, but we would have been in the championship game against Episcopal later that day. So I mean, it came down to a few small things, but it was a crazy experience. And we were hoping on making another run this year, but God had different plans, so we'll move on from there.
How you kind of mentioned that at the end. How have you kind of grasped this or kind of dealt with this of having the game that you love, the game that you're going to play at the next level at Davidson, kind of taken away from you, especially in your senior year?
Well, for me, it's just been thinking about the guys who aren't going to have the opportunity to play in college. And I mean, I have it lucky. I have 4 more years to look forward to, but there's a lot of guys in other programs and even in our program who have dedicated their lives to baseball and didn't have the opportunity to continue their career in college. So for them, it was just short-lived, and it's not really fair for them. So just trying to keep an optimistic mindset off of the fact that I'm going to have the opportunity to play in the future and hopefully extend past college. So I'm just looking forward to that and trying to work as hard as I can at home in order to do so.
You mentioned that you are committed and signed to play at Davidson to play college baseball. What made Davidson the place for you? I know you kind of committed to them early a couple years ago. And what made them the place for you, and how excited are you to take that next step of your baseball career?
Yeah, I'm super excited. I mean, a lot of things went into the decision. I started my recruiting process pretty early, so it was tough to kind of wait a long time, see the playing field. I just was really looking for a mix of academics and athletics as well. Going to a great prestigious school like Cooper, it was important for me to continue my education as well and not sell myself short for a dream, because at the end of the day, the percentage of people who make it out of college to play pro baseball is real small. So I didn't want to put all my eggs in that basket and then not have the foundation to build upon to be successful in the real world if plans don't work out. So for me, Davidson was just a perfect mix of both the academic side of things and athletics. So yeah, I'm super stoked to be a Wildcat. Hopefully can try to contribute early and just work as hard as I can to earn a spot like I've had to do every step of the way.
Who are some of your favorite major league guys that you kind of watch and kind of maybe try to mimic your game after, or just kind of how you like their work ethic or how they approach the game?
Yeah, so growing up, I'm a big Rangers fan because my family's from Dallas. So I was always a big Josh Hamilton fan, big lefty hitter. I always admired his swing. But since he's been gone out of the game for a little bit, I like watching like Elvis Andrus play. I like the swagger he has and how he carries himself on the field. We might not be very comparable, but I like the way he plays, and I like his swagger and the way he goes about his business. And that's a guy I look up to as well.
What do you think about, there's some kind of old time baseball guys that are like, oh, all this swagger and flipping of the bats and stuff. Like that's not the game. But there's a campaign that says let the kids play, and it's kind of the bat flipping and the swagger part. Do you enjoy that part of the game I guess a respectful sense
Yeah.
of it being done?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all about having fun. I mean, I'm kind of in between. I think there is some historic value to the game. It's America's sport. It's been going on for a long time. So paying tribute to the history of the game and not showboating too much, but having a little bit of swagger and carrying yourself and holding yourself with confidence is always a good thing. I think just the fine line between confidence and cockiness should be drawn. So as long as you're having fun and you're doing it for the love of the game and you're enjoying yourself and not going overboard, I think it's always good to have a little bit of confidence and swagger on the field.
And since you're a baseball guy, I got to ask this question now. When it comes to movies, what's your favorite baseball centered movie? Because you can go to the classic of The Sandlot. You got The Natural at 42. It's covered Robinson. What's your favorite go to if you had to go pick one out of the case to watch?
So we just watched Sandlot the other day as a family. Kind of, we watch it every year pretty much. It's one of my favorites, but probably my favorite is Field of Dreams. It's a great movie. But I like the older baseball movies. There's a lot of funny ones too, but yeah, Field of Dreams and The Sandlot are my favorites.
Yeah, if you're a real baseball person, if you don't like these movies, especially like Bull Durham and Major League, I mean,
Yeah,
you gotta like those movies as well.
yeah, I watched them all.
What role has your parents played in this baseball journey? I know it's a lot of travel and baseball buying equipment and stuff. How thankful are you to them for what they've done to help you get to this point?
Yeah, actually, for me, it was huge. I grew up overseas in the Middle East, in Abu Dhabi. So I played baseball in Dubai. So for me, it was my parents driving me 2 hours every day to practice growing up, and then putting their life on hold to move to the States in order to pursue a career in baseball for me and my brother. So, I mean, this has been our life. This has been like my livelihood. This has been what I've put in hours of work to do. And it wasn't without their support. I wouldn't be able to be where I am and in the position I am, getting a great education at Cooper and being able to pursue my dreams in the future. So, yeah, I mean, they played a huge part in where I am today, and I'm very appreciative of that.
What was it like playing baseball in Abu Dhabi? Like you just kind of threw that in there, like oh, by the way, I played baseball overseas. What was that like growing up playing baseball over there, and then compare it to playing baseball in the United States?
Yeah, I mean, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. There's a lot of good ball players over there. Some guys who played college. Some guys like me who moved back and are committed to playing college. So, I mean, it was not as competitive as especially Texas or the States, but I had a good foundation over there. The trouble was traveling around trying to find good competition. We played in like all over Asia. We travel in Australia. So again, with like the parents paying a big part in that. I mean, if it wasn't for them and the dedication and traveling to different places like Australia in order to open up opportunities and open up eyes for me in order to pursue my career in baseball, I wouldn't be where I am today. So it was definitely awesome. It was a lot of fun. Definitely very different, but it's good playing with people from different cultures. You know, getting to see how everyone else plays the game. Like in Asia, it's a very different ball game than it is in the States, as you know. And it's been cool to witness all of that and kind of mesh all of that into my game, I hope. So, yeah.
When you look back on that, do you kind of go, wow, that's neat. I got to travel kind of all across Asia and Australia and play baseball kind of internationally at such a young age?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm definitely privileged and blessed to have that opportunity. Not a lot of kids have that opportunity. So, I mean, it's all gone into where I am today, and I'm thankful for all of it. A lot of good coaches over there that I wouldn't be where I am without them, without the foundation. I mean, I grew up there my whole life. For the most part, was there until sophomore year of high school. So, I mean, I had to set a foundation in baseball. Obviously, it helped moving into the States. I'd be lying if I didn't say that. The competition here is a lot better, and I definitely excelled my game by moving over here. But the foundation that was set over there by the coaches and the Dubai Little League and all definitely helped me to get to where I am today. So.
What's your favorite main memory or moment that you had while you were traveling around there and playing baseball up until your sophomore year?
Oh, definitely the Little League World Series regionals. Probably when I was in Little League, we got to go to Philippines and play against Korea and Chinese Taipei. I mean, we got it handed to us, but it was still a lot of fun seeing how those guys play because they take it very serious at a young age, and it's kind of a wake up call to see I need to step up my game so I can play the way they do. And yeah, that was definitely one of the most fun moments. Also, playing travel ball with a team from Australia. We played with the Perth Heat Colts, was a travel ball team. It was like kind of like a youth organization for the pro team there, and we travel to the States and travel the West Coast and play games in California and Oregon and Washington all summer. We basically it was like a pro schedule. We played like 30 games in 28 days. We were playing every day, sometimes two a day. So it was very hectic. Kind of got me used to the crazy hectic high school seasons we have here. Like every week, 3 or 4, 5 games until the season got ended or cut short. So it was definitely some awesome experiences, I'd say. Yeah.
What you mentioned you kind of learned a lot from seeing different international teams play, how they play. What are some things you picked up over the years that you kind of assimilated into your game to bring into the United States?
Yeah, I mean, like the Asian countries, like in Japan, for example, they play a very different game. They're very defensively sound. They don't not too loud. Don't talk too much. They're just very focused and it's very different to the game in the United States. A lot of long balls. Everyone's trying to go yard. It's very different. So having a mix of both kind of styles, defense first, making contact with the ball, not striking out too much, but also being able to adapt to the States where there's a lot of hard throwers, a lot of guys who can hit the ball 400 plus feet. It's definitely been different like adaptation. I moved here and I had to get stronger, had to get in the weight room a little bit to catch up with some of these kids who'd been doing it their whole lives. So it's good I feel like it was good for me to have both playing styles and be able to build off of both of them and kind of see how they play and be able to replicate it and use it in my game. And just being around like a lot of the professionals in Australia when I was younger and seeing how they play too, pretty similar to the American game. Most of those guys were minor leaguers or guys who were rehabbing, who were playing pro in Australia. So seeing them play as well was just awesome to reflect on and be around that at a young age.
Finally, where do you see baseball taking you in the next 4 to 5 years? What goals do you have for yourself?
Yeah, so first and foremost, my goal is to contribute at Davidson as soon as I can. I'm going to try as hard as I can to earn a spot as early as I can and just help the team win, whatever contribution that may be. And then future goals, if I'm able to attain those goals step by step, hopefully working my way up to getting drafted and have an opportunity to extend my playing career. But if that doesn't work out, having a strong foundation at a very good academic school, an institution of Davidson. So.
All right, he is Tyler Douglas of the John Cooper School. Well, we appreciate the time. We're glad you joined us for this senior spotlight. Best of luck to you at Davidson and all your future endeavors.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you taking your time.